Hey, it's Flavor Trip. Today we're gonna cook a fideuà. We're gonna whip out some succulents and play some deep house music from this camping in El Perello. Gaudiu de la música.
I need a job. I don't know what to do.
What have you been doing lately?
Nothing really, nothing.
How long have you been doing that?
Quite some time.
You must be an expert at it.
Got my VA.
We'll hire you to do that.
How much I get paid, man? Nothing. I got to have something so I can get me another bottle. I can't go for that shit. Tell me about this nothing stuff cause I need a job. I don't know what to do.
What have you been doing lately?
Nothing really, nothing.
How long have you been doing that?
Quite some time.
You must be an expert at it.
Got my VA.
We'll hire you to do that.
How much I get paid, man? Nothing. I got to have something so I can get me another bottle. I can't go for that shit.
What up? What up, what up, what up, what up? Heston, what up, dude? Thanks for swinging by. Have fun bowling, bro. Oh, let's see. Oh, do we have... Yo, bro, just want to give some real love. Daddy, what's up? To your stream, because you got some crazy potential. And I want to connect you with a top Twitch streamer with thousands of live viewers and over 1.6 million followers. He's actually helping smaller creators grow the right way with real viewers, real active chat, and real loyal support subbing. Gifting and donating. If you're interested, add him on Discord and tell him Bright sent you. This might be the push your stream demands. Hey, no thank you. No thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. How's everyone doing? Just finishing getting things set up here. All right. All right, we're just going to jump into this video because I don't want to watch this all day.
YouTube, we have a good
Turn
one
this up.
today, and I recognize a lot of you guys are going to be coming here, you know, for this.
Make sure it's loud enough.
Something has happened. All right. Isaac Botkin has gone and done a long form podcast, which, as you guys know, I don't really like Isaac. I don't think Isaac doesn't like me. You know what I mean? But one thing I have said is I would love for Isaac to do such a podcast. I think this was ill-advised on his part, but he has gone and done a long-form podcast. I'm going to put the link down to that below. So if you want to go check that out for yourself, I think you should. It's called the Culture Warfare Podcast. It has 159 subscribers. Why he chose that.
Real quick, let's just read what Lucas had to say here. For a point of clarity, I started the company with 100% ownership. I hired David and David. Is that two different people, or is he saying I hired David, comma? Oh, no, okay. I hired David and David to help. After I put in the first 6-9 months of doing everything, they made holsters. I hired other people too. After a couple years, then the partnership was formed. And then even after that, Isaac was brought in. I made stupid decisions when I was young, and the family dynamics were very pressure-inducing. I still lived at home, and my dad was the pastor of the family church. Read into all that. Read into that all you want, I suppose. I've learned a lot since starting the company in 2013. And the new stuff I'm doing is awesome, and I can skip the mistakes I made decades before. Got great people, and the best is yet to come. Okay. Rather than watching 2 hours of Zach, I'll just let Ben tell me what my opinion is. True. Okay.
That kind of a channel.
Real quick. Isaac Bodkin, friend of the show.
Why he's doing this at all?
Ben puts the T in T-Rex. That's a good one.
Doesn't make any sense. But you
Okay, let's listen to this for a sec.
If you want. Now, I recognize it's 2 hours long. It's very.
This is the T-Rex Arms drama, but this is, I think, the new T-Rex Arms owner, Lucas's brother, Isaac Botkin, and he went on a long-form podcast and said some stuff. So it's like the first long-form podcast he's been on since the thing happened.
If I go through the comments on that video right now, well, the top comment is me saying today's a wonderful day, which it is. It's a good one. Like one guy's waiting for the Ben breakdown, focus trip.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Everyone in
Sorry.
my mom group keeps talking
Oh my
about
gosh.
the Skylight calendar. And for a mama, a very energetic and
I should also point out that the guys who did this interview, they like were talking about it beforehand. I think they talked to Lucas.
What up? If you're new, come say what up in the chat.
People like, oh yeah, we're going to do this podcast with Isaac. And they was asking me, was like, do you have questions for Isaac? I'm like, specifically, no. Like, I mean, in my head, he's just like not.
Okay, we keep fast forwarding.
The content of it, again, because it's 2 hours long, it's it is kind of, even though it's boring, it's good the way it was structured, because the first, let me look at it. It's
I want to get to the drama.
I mean, most of the allegations are like,
Yo, what up, guys? Josh, what up? Heston, what up?
Who cares?
Turn the volume on the video. Yes.
You can just assess kind of demeanor. And then he talks a little bit about what T-Rex plans to do for the future.
That should be higher up for you guys.
And what I looked at over the course of the podcast, it's not like so much the words, because Isaac is very reserved, especially if it's a sensitive. He's reserved on the sensitive stuff. He doesn't answer things. He'll, whatever.
Let me know if that's better.
What you can see is the demeanor, and the demeanor is like.
Okay, gosh,
I get so excited because I was like laughing my ass off, because you watch Isaac go from speaking kind of freely to like they ask him a question that's sensitive, and he'll have his eyes closed. He's like, for like a few seconds, or he's like covering his mouth before he talks, like evaluations of the value of the business, and then there's this value, and then Lucas is meant to be paid. And it's like
a bit louder if you could. Yeah. Let's see.
Saying is like Lucas won't take the money, and in my head I'm like, yeah, you guys have valuations on the business and you're lowballing them. That's what I think. And then I watch him, and like the strict verbiage of the question he's asked indicate it. You would think that Lucas is the one who's being unreasonable, or he's like not accepting the value.
Okay, this is not as good as I thought it was. I thought this was going to be a lot more. It was 40K views in one day, which for Ben is usually pretty good. But I saw one clip where Isaac, I wonder if I can find it. Maybe if I should type in Isaac Bodkin. I wonder, let's go to shorts. I wonder if there's... I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find the clip. But basically, there's a clip where he gets asked the question like, "Do you think that higher ups in T-Rex Arms undervalued Lucas's position?" Basically, it was something along those lines, and he like looks at the camera with this like dead stare, like. No. And you can tell the question kind of like really irritated him. I think that was like the big thing where they wanted to push a little bit more, because as far as I'm concerned, T-Rex Arms sales are not doing anywhere near what they used to do, and they're having to make like some pretty major adjustments. I'm like, yeah, you guys have valuations on the business and you're lowballing them. That's what I think. And then I watch him, and like the strict verbiage of the question he's asked indicate it. You would think that Lucas is the one who's being unreasonable, or he's like not accepting the value that third parties have come up with. I also, again, I don't know anything, but I also think that essentially Lucas owns still a major portion of the company, and the company is losing value. But what Lucas is asking for was the value that the company was at when he left, which obviously is a lot higher value than what it is now. And he's asking to get paid out on the ownership he has. And so I think that's why this Isaac is making it sound like it's unreasonable, when in reality it's not. And like, I don't think that's the case at all. I think that's my understanding, at least. And then Isaac, who I think knows that's the case, you just see him, the cadence of his speech changes. He's like, that is what I am saying, because he knows as the words are coming out of his mouth. There needs to be somebody who collects all of the gun tube drama bullcrap, because this industry's full of crybabies. Not saying that's what the situation is. The situation is not that. Isaac is a crybaby, I assume. But this podcast, this 2-hour-long podcast, go get the clips of Isaac making a buffoon of himself and go put that in a video and be like, hey, I know you guys don't want to go watch 2 hours of this. Here's the highlights. Here's what you guys want to see. And I know that's kind of what Ben is doing here, but it's just kind of his reactions. For me, I feast on these things because I read the demeanor
very, very closely. So that to me was the whole name of the game. It was like, watch Isaac's demeanor during this whole thing. You know, that's really what you see. Now,
Your $3,000 mattress,
Oh, here
just
we go.
lying there. The pod actually works.
Oh yeah, really good.
let's see. Before we go through the comments of it, that seems unfair. And I think that seems unfair to a lot of people. But anyway, Isaac goes through all like yeah, you know, Lucas started the business. Okay. Then this, and you're
Okay,
like,
I
all
can't
right,
watch all this.
like, this whole thing is run on nepotism. Like,
Okay. I thought it was gonna be a lot more. There was something. Oh, dude, this
After
is
the weekend's deadly
yo. This is the is it Twin Falls? It's like pretty close to where I'm at. I actually drove through Twin Falls the day before this happened.
shooting in Idaho, a gunman opening fire
You know, green light.
He said it's real.
back.
It was like a
This is the guy shooting the 5.7.
switch, like, okay.
I think he has a YouTube channel called something like Cheap Operator or Operator on a Budget, something like that. I don't know. I wonder what's in the comments. Yeah, let's see. Dude looks like really interesting.
You know, green
He
light.
said it's real now.
Yeah, like this is real. It's happening.
35-year-old Jordan Salinas tells me he and his girlfriend Emily had just pulled into the parking lot.
Wait, is that what those are for on the hats? Those cutouts? These right here. Somebody put that. I always see hats like that. Is it so the hat can sit lower on your head while you're wearing glasses? I mean, I don't even know what I thought they were before. I always noticed them. This is the first time I've actually seen them being used, if that's what they're for.
Tells me he and his girlfriend Emily had just pulled into the parking lot when the shooting began.
As soon as we pulled in, just a sea of people just flooding out of the building.
Yeah, we didn't know what was going on. We both thought it might have been a kitchen fire.
Dang, she cut him off.
What happened? What's happening?
Shoot.
As hundreds ran for their lives through that crowded shopping center,
Everybody's running.
Jordan drew his semi-automatic pistol and went toward the danger. Seen on video, repeatedly firing at the shooter.
You were actively taking cover behind the in and out sign.
The biggest thing was just that he didn't know where I was when those first shots broke at him. I mean,
The drip factor is off the charts. Is that what you're calling it, dude? The drip factor? I don't know. Maybe this is your drip. It's your drip, brother.
He had no idea.
You had said he didn't like the bullets going both ways.
No, he seemed unusually comfortable aiming that rifle at those cars. And then as soon as some rounds started coming at him, everything changed.
Authorities say an off-duty state trooper also...
Does anyone know if he actually hit the guy? I heard something that he missed every single shot. But like it was the, obviously the rounds flying by the guy's head and whatever that made him stop. But I don't know. Somebody throw in the comments if he actually hit. We can look it up after this too.
Took aim at the suspect, and the pair's heroic actions bought valuable time for people to flee. They say the shooter, identified as 24-year-old Chad Williams, died at the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We believe their actions helped drive the suspect away from the scene, preventing further casualties.
The motive for the shooting is still unclear. 7 people were lost, but they're praising Jordan for helping save so many.
The investigators say that you probably saved a lot of lives.
My goal was to try to help as many people get home as possible, to be with their families, to be with their friends. That was the entire goal.
I saw somebody online. I don't know who it was. It was some tactical bro thing. And they're posting like, by the way, shooting a 5.7 and missing every single shot is not cool and should not be, basically said like, we shouldn't be showing respect to this guy or we shouldn't be saying whatever. I'm like, okay, obviously nobody wants somebody just firing rounds and missing, but imagine how bad it could have been if he wasn't there doing this. Imagine how bad it could have been if he didn't get out of his car and didn't start taking shots. Miss him or not? I don't know. It's my take.
And Jordan...
Oh, there was something else here. I think it was on the last video.
Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure I understand this. You go to the website, and then you're entered to win one of these 3 cars for free. Correct. Who approved this campaign? You can win a Lamborghini, souped up trucks, or $100,000 cash.
If Lucas's wife, Kara, getting a job at T-Rex came up, Isaac's like, oh, we recused ourselves from that. We just passed this off to this other people. Like, we weren't involved in that. We don't know. And that's the kind of stuff you're like.
That was a lot of the other big drama with this whole thing was that, and I think it's what sparked the whole thing was allegedly when the Nightly Lives, what's up, dude? Yes, the Nightly Lives. Nightly for now. I'm not sure if this will be nightly forever, but it's definitely nightly for now. Well, not. I won't go live tomorrow night, but weekdays, weekends. But I don't know if it'll be an every night thing. I'm thinking 3 to 4 times a week, probably. But so far, it's been pretty good. But the drama here was, as far as I'm concerned, allegedly somebody, from what I heard, accidentally sent I think it was like I don't know if it was a cartoon or like an anime sexually explicit image to Lucas's wife. And I also think it was an accident. And then I also think that this was potentially like a son or a nephew in the family. And so Lucas was kind of like, hey, like he should be fired or something. He should face some sort of action because like that's not okay in a job space for that to happen. Anywhere else in the world, he's getting fired. But I guess like all the other higher ups were kind of like, let's just like, we'll give him a little bit of a punishment, but we won't fire him. And obviously I think that was the catalyst for pushing this forward. It was like, okay, now this is where I draw the line and we go. But obviously there was a ton of things building up to when that accident happened. He saw the reaction of the other people and it was like, okay, yeah, we're done with this.
All right, motherfucker. Like, this whole thing is run on nepotism. Like, if Isaac wants to hire his wife to do whatever and pay her whatever, it's like, this to me is par for the course. It's like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? But Isaac is trying to sell it like he's not involved in that or whatever. Like, oh, like we just recused ourselves and then she just didn't get a job. And Lucas had a good team here at T-Rex. His demeanor and the context would suggest like what's going through his head is like, we were a really good team for Lucas. And now he's kind of thinking, yeah, Lucas kind of was the front man. It's really bad without Lucas, but we were good for Lucas is what he's thinking. Like, we're a good team for Lucas. Lucas benefits from having a team was what he said. And what I thought was funny about that is like, he's too dumb to realize that Lucas, I mean, he was kind of acting like Lucas doesn't know that. Like, oh, he's high conflict. That's the few guys. But
okay. Yeah, I mean, Isaac is in complete disbelief that he found out. Let's see, what's funny is how religious these guys are. They haven't stopped to consider God is teaching them a lesson for all their crappy actions towards Lucas. The more I hear, the more I'm like, holy crap, it totally was a cult, and Lucas recognized it was weird and got out. I'm a state lawyer, and all this saga, I'm very familiar with unfortunate family dynamics. Yeah, family dynamics can be kind of weird in business. Let's like actually do something funny, dude. Oh wait, there was. Oh yeah, we're gonna. Okay, let me see if I can. Dude, let's type this in. I want to see. Oh, wait, why? Why am I? Oh, it's because, dude, that's actually sick. You type in vision focus, and I'm the first one that pops up. Let's watch this real quick. Okay, the reason I put this in the title today, vision focus.
Stop bleeding money. Your business
is because I had a friend reach out to me. He's looking to buy a pistol soon. He wants to start training and potentially start competing. And he asked me, he said, hey, I watched your dry fire video. And he was kind of asking about like the tape over the optic thing. And I was trying to explain it. And this is all through text message. And I realized how hard explaining vision focus is if you don't have a gun with a dot on it, either that you can hand to the person you're trying to teach or over the phone they can look at. Because essentially the idea of vision focus is your eyes are focused on the target, but you're bringing the dot up and superimposing it on the target. So your eyes are never leaving focus and going to the dot, but if you stay target focused, you are still aware of the dot and its location on the target. And he was trying to understand that. And so I was trying to come up with like an analogy to explain it. And so I told him, I was like, hey, take one hand and cover your eye, but keep your eyes open. I was like, you can still see everything that's behind this hand if this eye is open. Obviously, there might be something over here because we're covering it, which you don't do in shooting. But now imagine if like on the palm of your hand, there was a big red dot. That's kind of the idea of like what the tape is doing on the optic is if I were to focus and look at this dot, now everything behind this hand, I can no longer see. It blocks it out. And so the only reason the tape is there is to basically catch yourself. So if you start focusing on the dot, you can no longer see your target. So it forces you to stay focused on the target. It's really good during dry fire because you can build that muscle memory through repetition and repetition and repetition, that if I stay target focused, I can still be aware of the dot. And I haven't watched this video, so we'll watch it. This guy's freaking sick. But confirmation is the other part of that took me so long to understand. Like the two things that totally changed my pistol shooting were staying with vision focus or staying target focused, and then levels of confirmation. And honestly, trigger control. It's just funny that that's on here too. What you need to understand with confirmation levels is the faster that you're trying to shoot. Well, I don't want to say like, we talked about this yesterday. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, but essentially, if I'm doing a build drill, when I was in the military and I was doing a build drill, I would see my dot. Let's say the tip of my finger is my dot, and I would bring my gun up. I would get my dot in the A zone. I'd pull a trigger. My dot would bounce up, and it would start to come back down after the recoil. I would wait to get 100% confirmation again. Pull a trigger. Boom, 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 6 times, however many that was. And my build drill was super slow, but I had 100% confirmation. I'm all over, probably had a couple Charlies, alphas all over the place. And when I started learning about levels of confirmation, I learned that on that first shot, it's important that you get a high level of confirmation, meaning I see my dot and it is in the middle of the A zone, or it's in the A zone, preferably the middle. From there, if my grip and my vision focus are good, I should be able to pull the trigger 5 more times or 6 times, because we haven't pulled the trigger yet. So 6 times. And what I should essentially see my dot doing is this: bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. But I'm not focusing on that. I'm just aware of it doing that. My focus stays on the center of the A zone, or wherever it is I'm trying to aim. I'm not waiting for 100% confirmation where it's like, whoop, boom, the dot stops, I see it centered, and I pull the trigger again. I'm okay with this as long as that is staying in the A zone. And that's what sped my build drill up. And my shots, my groups tightened up, everything got more accurate, which sounds counterintuitive. It sounds like if I waited for it to come back down every single time and it was nice and slow, it would be better. But what ends up happening if you don't have vision focus and you're doing that is every time that dot rises and your eyes follow it up, your hands are naturally going to bring the gun up as well. It's hand-eye coordination, and your hands are going to go where your eyes go. So if you're focused on the target, it's going to go to the target. If you focus on the dot, it's going to go up to the dot. And so sometimes what you'll see is people take one shot and then their shots like climb, whether each shot is an inch apart, 2 inches apart, 3 inches apart, whatever. Or a lot of times if the gun recoils slightly to the left or to the right, you'll also see that it almost looks like their shots are going like this: boom, 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 or boom, 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 boom. Usually that's a sign of a problem with their vision. And so if you put the tape around, you go and dry fire a bunch and then go to the range, you can keep the tape on too if you want. that will really help fix that. And I actually went to the range this week after 3 weeks of not going to the range and not doing any dry fire because I was gone out of town. And holy crap. My freaking vision focus was terrible, dude. Shooting is a diminished, what do they call it? Not a diminishing skill. What's the term I'm looking for, guys? Where if you don't practice it over time, it gets worse. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's see what Hwasik Kim has to say.
Let's talk about shooting fundamentals and how to make an absolute accurate shots. First, what shooting fundamentals means to fire one shot or multiple shots. What's the process? Number one, your vision. Of course, your vision has to acquire the target. But when you acquire the target, are you going to acquire the whole brown blur target or the whole A zone or a whole black tape or a small tiny molecule size spot inside the black? Small.
That's also something I'm bad at. Perishable skill. Carlo, thank you, brother. That is right. A perishable skill. What he just talked about, focusing on something. It's like I always try to focus on one of the corners of the pasty. I have orange pasties that I put up, and I try to focus on one of the corners. Like I'm good about that when I'm doing long gun shooting, but when I do pistol shooting, I'm bad about that.
Oh, molecule size. By the way, for this one, we are not shooting, so get close to each other. Yeah. So number one, yes, vision. Vision has to find the spot as fast as humanly possible. So you have to acquire the target. Number one, finding the target as fast as possible. Number two, once you find it, your vision has to guide your body.
What is she shooting? What gun is that? Hammer fired. Is that a CZ? The ejection kind of looks like a CZ to me.
Exact spot, small molecule size spot. I want the red.
He's wearing an
exactly
FN hat
there.
though.
If it's a movement, hey, that's a spot. I need to get exactly there. Place the foot in that spot. Reload. Hey, that's a magwell spot. Magazine exactly there. Exactly there. Not a whole black blur mag.
That's why I take what do you call it? Paint marker on my magazines or my magwells, and I put a little dot there so I have some my eyes can catch.
Well, but tiny little spot on the magwell, where exactly the bullet tip has to go. Wrecking the slide. No, there's no vision guidance. No, look at the spot where you have to look, where you have to move. Hey, exact spot. Serration, exactly there. Rack that and back on the target. Red dot, exactly there. That's the process of vision guiding. And number three, vision guiding with urgency. Urgency is almost like hurry up. Get it now. Once you find the spot, hey, red dot exactly there. Now! Red dot, faster. Follow my spot, faster. If it's movement, hey, that's the spot. Just get exactly there. No, I have no urgency. I'm not hurrying up at all. That's the spot.
It's crazy that a lot of these guys who are really good at USPSA are like not very athletic and just wild at USPSA.
Get there now. Make sense? Urgency. That's the whole vision's job.
It makes me wonder if you took like someone who's got really, really fast feet. Like in my head, I think like a NFL wide receiver or like a sprinter on like a college sprinter for track and field. If you were to take someone who just had insane footwork and gave them a year with a good coach on USPSA, would their athletics be enough to like really cut down majorly on time? Because a lot of these guys, like they have insane footwork too, but they don't have the athleticism with it. Like, not that he's out of shape or anything, but I mean, well, he's not in shape either. But there's some dudes who are like big boys out there and they're moving on USPSA.
Visions work. That's called vision focus. Number two, shooting fundamentals. You got to confirm something. Yes, that's the spot. I want the red dot there. But am I trying to shoot after seeing a stable dot on it? Or as soon as you see the color coming in and as soon as the color, bam, right away? Or as soon as the body aligns, predictive shooting.
By the way, so let's see how many people we got watching right now. We got 9 people here. If you guys have heard of vision focus and levels of confirmation, put a W in the chat. If you have not, put an L in the chat. All right. And if it's your first time here, say what up.
Physical possible speed. You ought to confirm something based on accuracy department. And then pull the trigger. Again, vision focus, confirmation, trigger control. But when I say trigger, you must not confuse with trigger pull to trigger control. When I say trigger control, it means trigger pull and reset. Trigger pull is only an action of pulling. If you just pull it without reset, of course, you can't fire the next shot. So you must learn these pictures. Again, vision focus, confirm something, trigger control, trigger pull,
We got a
then
W
reset.
from Josh.
You do that 6 times, it's called build drill. Make sense? But what about absolute accuracy? Especially with the red dot shooters, you must have good index so you're not causing parallax. What parallax means, if there's an optic window, you have a red dot center. You shoot it, it goes somewhere. You
Shut up, Chance. Don't tell me what to do. This isn't me, dude. This is Mr. Kim here. Mr. Kim's telling you what to do. You should listen to Mr. Kim. JJH60HW65 says L. Well, now's the time to learn, buddy.
in the corner of the optic window, or either really low, really high, 1 o'clock, far away from the center, it'll go different spots. Of course, even the red dot was on the black tape. If the window was...
Order the MP carry comp because you said they do it. Nice. Is that... Yeah, that's the one with the comp up top. Yeah. Dude, that thing's sick. It has noticeably less recoil.
Crooked like this, and you see the red dot on the black tape, it's going to cause parallax. The further you go, the worse it gets. So whenever you present your gun or target transition, recoil management, during the whole time, you want to maintain the good index. So red dot properly aligned in the optic window. If you have a front sight, I have a co-witness on my Glock. During training, I always have the red dot front sight like this. If I see the red dot away from the front sight, it means something's wrong. I gotta get that side picture consistent during training. But of course, when
I've never thought about that.
I actually shoot, I'm not trying to use the front sight or nothing. It's just a training device. In training, dry fire.
Oh, I see what he's saying. So he's got his front sight post, and then he's got his dot up here. And essentially, he's talking about parallax. So he's saying when he's dry firing, he's not using the front sight post to aim at all. But if there is this ever so slight left or right of his dot when he's dry firing, then he knows he's induced some parallax in his index. So basically, his index he's talking about as he presents his gun up, he might be presenting it slightly to the left or slightly to the right, where he can still see the dot, but he's inducing parallax. So essentially what happens is the bullet's not going to go where the dot goes. The best way to explain parallax is if you take one finger and you put it out in front of you, like arm's length, and you take your second finger and you bring it like 3-4 inches from your face. See, I'll try to line up with the camera here. All right. And then if you close one eye, so for me, I have this lined up with my dominant eye. If I close my non-dominant eye and I move my head to the left, move my head to the right, I'm going to see a big gap in between my two fingers. But if I take this finger as by my face and I put it so it's only like 2-3 inches from that front finger, I do the same thing. I close my non-dominant eye and I move to the left and I move to the right. Now it's very hard to get a gap in between. It's essentially just forcing you to line. And I mean, that's not, I'm using that as an analogy to explain what it looks like. That's not what parallax actually is. But that's a good way to understand it.
Especially if you see the red dot, optic window, sideways, crooked, that means you have index issue. So do another run, focusing on maintaining the red dot perfectly in the center of the optic window, or wherever you zero. Some people zero not dead center. Actually, I use the co-witness. So my zero is not dead center of the optic window. It's a little low. That's called third witness, whatever. But you don't have to remember that. Just know where exactly you zero your red dot. Was the red dot center of the optic? You have to make sure when you zero.
Yeah, I actually think that parallax trick is pretty sick for dry fire.
That makes sense? So that's the sequence we're going to learn today. Vision focus first, and we're going to check the index. Once you learn how to find the spot fast and learn vision guidance and making the index part perfect. So you, at the end of the day, you have a very good accuracy of shooting. So if you remember 5-shot groups in assessment, some people shot same hole, which is good. Some people outside of black tape. too big. At the end, you're gonna be able to shoot very tight group, and we're gonna speed up so you can shoot more practical speed.
It's crazy to me that guys like this only have 14,000 subscribers. And I get it. I mean, he's not super active. We've got 2 weeks ago, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 2 months. But this dude, he would kill it if he was actually doing videos that didn't have these like weird thumbnails and not very good titles. He's funny. He's crazy good at shooting. He knows what he's talking about. He's got like the right group of guys. He's got Joel with him. He does stuff with Ben. But for some reason, he's only got 14,000. Like, if you wanted to learn how to shoot a pistol, don't watch anything on my channel. Go watch this guy. This guy's way better. White Buffalo says that parallax thing might be something worth checking when we are doing our TTG shooting stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if you have certain muscles that are tired. Like as you're bringing your gun up, shoulders, grip, if maybe you're like inducing some sort of parallax problem. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's watch some of the stages, actually. I think he competes in carry optics.
Stand by.
Wait, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because these shots are loud. Just a couple on the still. That's what it looks like when I shoot still. Oh, swingers. Wait. I wondered if he says what he got here. This is at the National USPSA Optics National Championship. Let's see.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Is he shooting a Walther? Oh, he's shooting a Walther, yeah. Oh, that's weird. Wait, is he have something in his mouth? Wait. What's in his mouth? Is that a thing? What is he putting in his mouth? Oh.
If you're finished unloading, show clear.
Wait. So they were trying to trip people up on the stage and essentially say, hey, you have to pick this up and deliver it into this hole. Thinking people would grab it and shoot one hand, and he freaking put it in his mouth.
Are you ready?
Wait, dude, that is genius. Look at this. Look, right here. And see, I paused it right before. I didn't even know they did that. Okay, look. You see this? This right here is where he's grabbed. Oh, you guys can't see it because my freaking thing is. Oh, let me minimize this just for a second. There. This is what he's grabbing, and he's putting in his mouth in order to not go. Look, you can see it right here. You can see it in his mouth right there. Oh, that would be annoying. And then if you look right here, he puts it in this hole right here. He has to put it in there. I've never seen a stage like that before. Ever.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Those Walthers look so nice. Like, you see his running. This guy's, I always have to preface it with this. This guy's way better than me. But you're not telling me that, like, I mean, I know you're not breaking out into a full sprint, but somebody with like insane footwork, wide receiver, running back, sprinters, like they would have to be able to get there in a time where maybe in a longer stage, it's noticeably different on your score. I could be wrong.
Are you ready?
29 alphas. Dude, that's pretty good splits for that distance. Obviously, I don't know what his score is on some of these stages, but watching him makes me think that I just go way too fast on some of my stages, to be honest. Okay, another thing I wanted to look up. Lethal Core. I think they said they posted another video on their rifle courses, maybe. Let's see. 4 days ago? No, it hasn't gone live yet.
Employee appreciation.
Let's watch some of their other stuff, though. Shooting the PSTG crisscross drill. Does he compete with the Glock 19?
So that was a variation of the PSTG standards mixed with a little bit of crisscross as our cold start for today as we begin our shooting and filming day. Not the best in the least bit, but that's okay. 12:26 was the raw time. How the drill worked was you shot.
I think it's a Gen 6.
Draw to the center guy, 2 shots here, 2 shots to the left head, 2 shots to the center, 2 shots to the right head, 2 shots to the center, reload, and then do that same progression again. Off the rip, had a Delta or Charlie, off the go, decent hits on the head box, but notable on this drill was through the second shot of the head box. It was a good shot, and then threw it high, and then continued on with the drill. So, don't do that.
Josh Luke's is on.
I do it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much cleaner.
I pushed the gun really hard, touching, but that's a mic. It didn't hit the perf. All A's and 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's on
dang.
the line. Ish. If that's a mic, that's an alpha.
So both.
Time 8:97. You shot.
Oh, originally I said 12:26.
That was your.
It was actually 8:28.
Brantley beat me by. Oh, but you had a mic. I had a mic too.
We both had a mic.
We had mics at 7.
I had 2 let's do a little strong hand.
One-handed.
See, now you're gonna body me.
Yeah. I've been practicing some weekend strong hand also.
Dude, I suck at one-handed. Oh, they're switching hands.
Okay. Other than the amazing reload, I was actually pretty happy with that. I think that's a 15:08.
Impeccable reload.
Looks like I got 1, 2, 3.
3C.
4 Charlie. 3, 4, 5 Charlie.
Hey, Chance, we gotta do this drill, bro. My gosh, dude, the left hand would eat me up.
Absolute. I never want to do that ever again in my life.
That wasn't bad, actually.
What'd you say?
That wasn't bad at all.
Well, thank you. The time?
15:08.
I didn't see his shots.
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad. 17. Okay.
Oh,
Woo, 17, 1 a.m.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 Charlies.
I was like, I thought you were like 11, and I was like,
No.
6
Not
seconds
with that
over.
offer.
Wait. Open targets only. What does that even mean? I mean, it's just if you hit the target. First time I shot non-dominant one-handed was with the Hellcat Micro. Talk about snappy. Oh, dude, I can't even imagine. It would jump out of my hands, bro.
5.6.
588.
Nice.
Oh, pretty close.
588 with one.
Wait, dude, why has no one ever talked about discrepancies in shot timers? That's a 0.2 difference. About. That'd be an interesting thing to look at, is set a bunch of shot timers up and I guess, oh, are they going off at the same time though? That's another question. I don't know.
1 Charlie, 2 Charlie, 3 Charlies total. So great diagnostic would be looking at these targets as like center guy, absolute money hits, right guy, okay, left guy also okay, meaning that, hey, on these guys where my vision is on here for a less amount of time because I'm trying to transition off of them so quick, I'm not actually picking a good spot. I'm just starting to throwing the gun. So diagnostic.
I am guilty of that for sure. Did I always get clowned on? People say I freaking turkey neck like this too. Hey, if Lucas is turkey neck, and I can turkey neck too, okay? If Lucas does it, I can do it. Oh, that was a crispy, look at that. That was crispy.
Oh, I dragged one. Yes, right here. I felt it as I was coming across.
What is this?
My eyes left. That's a drag off.
I remember before I was better, before before I was at the level I am now at shooting, I remember going and shooting with two of my buddies who were way better than me. And we'd go and we'd do some drills, whether it was this, spill drill, El Prez, whatever. And they'd be like, oh, I threw one. Oh, and I remember always being like, wait, how do you know? How'd you know you threw one in the middle of the drill? And then when I started training a bunch more, like right where he said that, like right here.
What is this? My eyes left.
Like you feel it in the middle of the drill, you know, like your eyes move to the target and you're bringing it over. You don't get 100% confirmation, but you're like, oh, my eyes have been here too long. Like, where's my dot? And you just pull the trigger, or you're on the target and you're going for your two. You shoot the first one, and you already start moving your eyes, and your gun starts naturally going, and you end up throwing it like in this area or down here, and you 1000% feel it. And then the rest of the drill is like worse because your mind just got taken off of the drill.
That's a drag off or on.
No. Was it?
Well, yeah, it could have been coming over.
Hey, that was your second shot.
From this one? Over?
I don't know.
Hey, what up?
But it looked like a
day has been good.
No, my brain, I need to turn music on or something. My brain's being weird. 1, 2, Delta.
1 Charlie over here.
And 1, yeah, but 1. Is that all I need? Then I felt it.
All right, what else we got? Debating.
Then I don't feel as bad. I thought with how
drill specifics.
It's about
a meter apart.
Yeah, it's a yard apart. This is very close. Although it doesn't
so
necessarily
like 10
make
yards.
it easier, obviously, because we missed heads and
this is supposed to be
yes.
Or
Let's go back. I'm actually curious to see if he talks about America versus Chinese optics in here. Because I know Lucas, or I guess Lethal Corporation, has been selling Holosun now. And he has been talking good about Holosun.
And the way of the world when it comes to pistol optics and sights and comes to our preferences on which dots we're using. My personal preference is I want a very small dot. You see a lot of like the 6 MOA, 8 MOA, I think there might be even some 10 MOAs or even like the 40 MOA circles on some dots. And to me, that's just too cluttery. I want a very, very precise dot when it comes to it. So like the 2.5, the 3 1/4, or like just a straight 2, like those are the small types of
3 MOA is my favorite for pistol shooting.
Dots that I want.
If I'm mounting it on a rifle and I'm actually going to be shooting, so like not a precision gun, but let's just say like a AR-15, and I have maybe an LPVO on it, I want that to be I want to shoot accurately 100 meters in with that. So at 100 meters, I don't want my dot like making the target hard to see. So I like the 2.5 or lower, preferably 2 for rifle. Lessa, can I ask you something? Yeah, shoot.
I want the dot to be the precising aim point. I don't want to have, well, the upper portion of the dot here, the lower portion of the dot here. I want literally just the minuscule amount of a dot that I can see and reference. Open emitter dots, which all that means is that the emitter and the front lens, there's open air in between, or you have closed red dots where the emitter and the front lens is all enclosed. And so technically on paper, this is more waterproof and more robust when it comes to dirt, debris, and all the things. However, there is a downside to that, is because now this system is enclosed and sealed forever. So how good of the manufacturing they did depends on how good this optic is. If there was any kind of humidity or
So here's the funny thing. I have 2 enclosed, 100% Chinese. One is made by Gideon. I want to say that they're an American company, but made in China. Let's see. Red dot sights, closed emitter. I think I have this one. This one I have. Mediator acro sight. Let's see if we can scroll down. Is there anything? I want to say that it's made in China, but they're an American company. 0 issues with that. And the other one that's made 100% Chinese, 0 issues with it.
different gases in there whenever.
Man, you are a good streamer, but your profile looks so basic. I mean, why do you not have a cool logo or banner to make your profile cool and attractive? Because I've only been doing this for 3 days and I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. That's why.
They actually enclose this system, it's locked in there for life. So with the P2s or P1s and P2s, actually had a ton of issues with humidity, is because they were not properly sealed or purged with nitrogen or whatever.
I will say though, that the 2 enclosed optics I've been on the West Coast where it's super dry, so I've never had to deal with humidity.
Whatever that may be. So on different humidities, you actually get a lot of condensation on the inside of your dot. And like, there's no wiping that away. Like your gun is basically down to that point. Like you can't see through the red dot. That's a bad side of the closed emitters. A good side of the closed emitters is that they kind of just wipe off dirt and debris pretty easily. Like as long as the interior stays clean and purged, and the exterior you just wipe. Probably 5 or 6 that I would recommend. My all-time favorite, tip of the top, if I had unlimited money, whatever it is, it's going to be the Trijicon SRO. I have close to probably 60, 70,000 rounds on SROs. On my old SRO that I'm still running on my Thing 1, I think I have close to 40 on it. I think 40 or 50 on one particular SRO because it's been on multiple guns. Now there are some concerns with it.
But can I make you a cool logo banner? Because I am a commission artist and would love to create something for you. Not right now, but hit me up in a couple weeks if I'm still doing this.
Had batch a couple years ago of SROs where they were dying pretty frequently, and that's just kind of a manufacturing thing. Now I do think they are pretty good and up to snuff.
Wait, what did he just say?
And that's just kind of a manufacturing thing.
Wait.
SRO because it's been on multiple guns. Now there are some concerns where there was, I think it was a bad batch a couple years ago of SROs where they were dying pretty frequently, and that's just kind of a manufacturing thing. Now.
Okay, one bad batch. But I guess my question is, because how often does that happen with Trijicon? Because you're paying like $800 for an SRO, aren't you? Let me see here. Can I just go to their main website? My Wi-Fi's going to be acting weird.
I do think they are pretty good and up to snuff. So there's little things to watch out for, but overall, I do like the SRO.
What is he talking about? Little things to watch out for? All I'm going to say is we had Trijicons in the Army, and the reason why Trijicons are so expensive is because they are selling them. My understanding is they're selling them at the price that the military is paying for them. So why would they go any cheaper? They already have contracts. They don't need to make money off of us. So they're like, well, if people want to pay for it, they're going to pay the same price the military is paying.
SRO. Some of the things that I love about this SRO is that it has the circle glass. And so I have a circle glass that I'm looking through with a dot. And so it's very just like warm and fuzzy feeling to put that dot inside the circle glass, and it just lines up straight downrange. As well as the bezel is very, very thin. Like there's not a lot of.
I do like that about the SRO. The bezel is very, very thin.
Black spaces up here drawing my eyes.
And that's what I hate about freaking aim points is they are so thick.
Eyes drawing my attention, none of that. It's literally I can just focus very cleanly to the target downrange or whatever's downrange that I'm shooting. It has a big enough lens.
But I got an SRO on one of my guns when I bought it. And it was fine. I had no issues with it, but
it's also
personally, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a Trijicon.
It's good to carry. It's not going to print weird whenever your Penny's carrying it. It's semi-robust. Like I'm not going to be hammering nails with this thing, but like if I take a blast from a rifle.
brother, there's multiple tests you can find online where people drop these from knee length and they completely shatter and bust. Yeah.
As I'm stowing it or along the wall, like it's gonna do fairly well. The next that I would recommend probably, if you have a price range, which most people do, or a budget in mind, is going to be the Holosun 507 Combi.
Yeah, hey, this is the one.
I very much so like this thing, and I do think
this is the best one I ever shot.
Red dots, if not the best red dot for the money. Like I said, it has the multi-reticle system that I do not care a lip about. Like genuinely, I do not care about that. All I want is
407C is 1/5 of the price. Exactly, dude. And it has lifetime warranty.
Is that little bitty dot. I'm not worried about a circle or nothing like that. I just want the little bitty dot. That's all I want. And I do think they have a somewhat of a shake awake feature, which is kind of cool. So like this is my personal like house gun. This is my kitchen gun that I keep on top of a shelf above my kids or taller than my kids. And I keep it.
Sage Dynamic white pages. I don't even know what that is, dude. Dude, why is my computer being so slow? Sage Dynamics. Where are the white pages? Resources, maybe? Am I in the right place here? White paper. This is, let's see, Red Dot Systems. Yo, what is this? This document marks the culmination of over 7 years of research, testing, field. Okay. Intent. Okay. So does he go over different ones here? Equipment implementations. Milled slide. Yeah. Oh, interesting. This is cool. I've never looked at this before. Okay, sweet. Does he have a list here of specific? Okay, let's see. Let's go to the SRO here. Trijicon, RMR, RM09. I don't see SRO. Let's see. Wait, is this the document that came out and basically said the Leupold Delta Point Pro is the best? Someone said scroll to the bottom. Is this where like there's supposed to be a list of optics or something? Conclusion. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's a, what is this? What was this graph real quick? MDRS versus iron sights. Okay. Dude, I'm definitely going to check this out. This is actually, I really like this stuff. But let me go back to this up here. One sec. Go back to where we were right here. Evaluated MDR. Okay, so these are all the ones that were drop tests. Okay, optic dropped while mounted to handgun. Optic directed towards desk for drop from shoulder height. Drop test performed every 500 rounds, beginning at 500 rounds. Oh, interesting. Okay, impact. Optic used as a manipulation device against objects to cycle handgun slide during malfunction. Drills in one hand, only operation of handgun. Okay, interesting. Optic frozen for 24 hours. Optic heated for 24 hours. Optic submerged. Dude, this is actually really interesting. Trijicon, no failures. There you go. Holosun 508, no failures. No failures. Okay, so RMR is holding up. Dude, that's so crazy to me because I've seen these RMRs get jacked up. Steiner, Holosun, Romeo, and Aimpoint Acro, no failures. Is the 507 in here? Glass cracked, remains zeroed. Delta point, emitter failure, battery connection. I hate my Delta point. I hate my Delta point. Yeah, okay, this is actually super interesting. But I will say this, okay, look. Bro, how are you going to pay freaking $800 for this? And then go, and instead of paying like, What are these right now? I bet back then these were even cheaper, dude. And I bet the Treasure Con is the exact same price. And get no failures. Are these rounds? Round count. Oh, wait, are these failing? No, dude, look, this is 12,000 rounds, no failures. After being dropped from shoulder height and used for manipulations. My bad, I was meaning the list of, oh, okay, is it the bottom you said? Holosun, Steiner, Leupold, 509. Holosun 509 TV2, no failures. Yeah, dude, just rip a Holosun, man. Just rip a Holosun.
But one of the
all right, let's keep watching this.
Different settings that I like. And so this dot is always going to be turned off until it starts moving when I need to use it.
He also has a total list of all the failures that his students report back to him from their red dots. Okay.
Clear house.
I will say though, sometimes I feel like when you're getting information from students, you could be getting biased information.
Whatever it is, go scare a neighbor's cat. So that's one of the cool things. So it's going to save battery.
Hey, I'll check out the artwork.
Now,
thank you.
This one takes the 2032 batteries, the watch batteries. This one takes the 1632, so it's a little bit different of a battery. It's a smaller battery. I don't know about the.
Also, bro, the RMR, the battery is at the bottom. You have to take it off of your gun to switch out the battery. Who wants to freaking do that?
The lifetime of it as well, but just having an extra set of batteries or a different type of battery you have to store is a slight thing. The one thing or the two things to watch out for when it comes to the Holosun is that the battery door kind of set screw right here that keeps the battery in place will potentially sometimes walk out on you. So I actually have that witness marked in addition to my.
That's smart. I haven't had that happen to me, but that's smart.
Actual mounting screws, just to make sure that, hey, like, is the battery staying there the entire time? I've had buddies that this will like ejecto-cedo like mid-match, and it's like
okay. So he likes the Holosun. What's the next
additionally,
one?
too, these very large corners kind of very squared off. So like this will print. One of my personal ones that I'm actually interested in is playing with a lot more is the RMR HD. I mean, the RMR is like the king of OG, just reliability, bomb proofness. And so this is just basically the big brother version of that with a larger window.
Okay, so that's the OG and this is the new.
I will say one of the biggest things I don't like about the RMR is its small window. And so TreasureCon hearing that and then upgrading to the larger window is a huge plus.
Large window, that's still small.
In my opinion. However, if we're gonna do price, this guy is like $750.
Gosh dang, dude, $775, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, just go and buy 3 Holosuns at the same price. I don't even know. Let's see. I think Holosun did raise their prices within the past year or two. Let's just look really quick, guys. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the new Pro Max, dude. Okay, at $500. This is their new though. Okay, this is their newest one. It just came out. $470. I mean, still, dude, that's still 40% of the or what 60% of the price of the other one. And this is their new with all the crap. Dude, this thing is massive, bro. My gosh. You're like looking, this is like watching a movie in IMAX. Okay, well, let's go. Let's see, pistol sights. What's the one? I'm shooting 507. I'm just shooting the 507 comp right here. Yeah, 329, dude. This thing is a freaking tank, bro. This thing is freaking awesome. You can, and that's like one of the cheaper ones. I've also shot, I had the 407. I think this thing's even cheaper. 288. That thing's awesome. What's the enclosed one that I have? I have the 509 and the EPS carry. 509 is sick. It's on the expensive end. You can get an FDE too. That's freaking dope. But that one's really nice. That one's interesting. And then the EPS carry. This one's also sick. This one's one of their new ones too. So their new ones are a little bit more on the pricey end. But dude, just go get a 507 comp, man. I think it's delicious.
800 retail, an astronomical amount of money for a red dot when an SRO is close to 5 or 6, and then you have a $300 option right here. Like, it is very, very hard for me to personally justify my hard-earned money to buy this thing. However, if you want a very, very rugged, bomb-proof optic that has a large window, like, yeah, you probably, like, if I have a duty capacity where, like, money is not an issue for it, it's like my life or death is on the line, I'm probably going to go with one of these, just because of the robustness. And of course, you have the RMR. Like, this guy is the OG king of durability. Like, you can literally hammer nails with this thing and it's still going to stay.
Maybe.
Zeroed. It is what it is. However, it's just a small dot. I think the price.
Some moms have a village.
I have a calendar. Some parents have people around them. Me, I have a calendar.
The reason I'm going to run this, unless it's going to be like an offshot dot, and then even then I'm going to probably use other dots. So like, there's still time and place for this guy, but.
Interesting. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Glock upgrades after 12 years. Pistol upgrades. Rifle furniture selection. What should a practical rifle have? Where's their carbine course? Where's the course? Crisscross weapons. It's a long video, isn't it? I thought they had a full course on here. You take it off? Holy targets. They at the Glock store? I need to do more of this. These like USPSA style stages, but with a rifle. Oh, we already watched that. Check adaptive. Oh, dude, that's right. I forgot. That's what it. What's the difference between lethal core and adaptive? Yeah, that's adaptive defense. Yeah. There we go. What else we got here? Sniper match training, sleight of hand with these. Oh, they're new mags. Okay. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. I just want to watch part of it.
The stock.
I don't want prone. Let's see, bill drill at 25.
Get slower than if I'm prone in my perfect position where I can just rattle off rounds because the dots flash.
Yeah, thank you guys. Carlos, Jacob, thank you for freaking pointing me in the right direction. Who are these guys? Who are these chads over here blocking their faces out?
Onto the target really fast. And people will hear that and they'll go, oh, I have to slow down to shoot the target because it's harder. And the answer is no. I just have to apply the fundamentals to that target. And the byproduct is it's just taking longer for the dot to get back there. But you don't slow down. You fix your problem so you can keep shooting it faster.
All right, so now, once again, we're back at 40, right? So any
That was also something that took me a long time to learn. When you start to shoot, when you start to train, you shouldn't go to the course, or you shouldn't go to the range and try to have the most pretty target. Like basically what Lucas just said is push the pace and have an ugly target so you can figure out what you're doing wrong, fix what you're doing wrong, and then keep the pace and push it even more. But if all you do is slow down so you get a perfect shot every single time, you learn literally nothing.
Mistakes that we're making.
Like you should have if you're going to the range and your target's it's just one big hole in the center of the target, then you're wasting money and time.
Are going to be really pronounced, right? We're going to run bills.
Also that being said, if you go there and your target looks like a shotgun hit it, but you never learned anything, you're also wasting your money and time.
Back at this range.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Wait, why is it blocking out his hand there? Oh, it's the faces.
258, first shot in a 7.3.
So 2.5, not bad. Felt pretty good. Maybe some close C's.
At your given range, and you can put one close and one far. If you are,
what is this?
If you are able to set up 2 targets at your given range, and you can put one close and one far, does not matter the distance. You are basically training everything that there is with rifle shooting. Which
Jacob says lethal core is just them selling as a distributor adaptive. Oh, okay. I knew there was 2 differences. That makes sense.
Is changing your visual focus from a close target to a far target, going through the whole mental process of not slowing down, but doing everything properly, allowing you to shoot each target as you see your sight, which on the close target, probably one sight and you rip it. Far target, depending on the complexity, is it a partial? Is it 40 meters away? Or tomorrow, is there wind? That may affect how soon we shoot the target, but it's not going to necessarily affect how fast or slow we shoot the target. To start this off, we're going to go 2 targets. This drill is all mental. Like a lot of guys, you know, when I say
gosh, I need to do more freaking rifle shooting.
They'll kind of start to program in their mind like, oh, okay, it's like I'm going to shoot really fast.
First time, yo, Rawani, what's up? First time here. So is this a focus trip RIP 2.0?
Fast on the close one, and then
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is.
I don't want you thinking in those terms. I want you simply thinking in terms of the task is engage this guy right here. I'm still going off of a sight picture. Whatever my gun on my sight tells me is how fast I'm going to shoot.
They're in Tennessee still, right? Dude, everybody at group wears these hats. I swear these are
this target.
GBs. Yeah, they are. They are. 100% they are. There's the freaking Deo Presso Libre logo. Why didn't they block their faces out here? They block their faces out everywhere else, but not here. Yeah, these are definitely fifth groupers if they're in Tennessee. Yeah, I swear there's a company in Tennessee that makes these hats for everybody. Every team wants their freaking logo on these camo hats. I had like 7 of them.
If I overdrive the gun, does that tell me, can I shoot the target? If
That's
my dot
hilarious.
goes past it off to the right? Sure, I mean, you could fire and be Mike.
Rowani, what up, dude?
I'll have to correct, bring the dot over.
Yeah, content's good, man.
Then fire. So I will demonstrate.
People come for me and they stay for the content.
What did I do? Yeah, I was like, and then I drove. I like basically transitioned all the way to like halfway to that other target. So I want to be smooth. I want my eyes to go from this target because this is my first objective. When I'm done delivering my 2 shots to that, then I can start looking at the next target. Slight over transition, just a little bit, brought it back over, and then fired those 2.
So I'll say one thing I'll mention here, because I've been instructing now for freaking, gosh, I ran the ranges on our team when I was on it. And then I got out, I ran some civilian courses. And now still we do stuff with some law enforcement guys. When you're the one standing in front of everybody, you should do the drill. Before everyone else does the drill, you should demonstrate how to do the drill. And one, you should do it because you should be able to show the class that you can accomplish the task that you're teaching, that you're qualified to be teaching them. Like you should be scoring, or I guess, yeah, we'll say scoring. You should be scoring higher than the people you're teaching. Now, I think there are cases where some people are lower or are worse than the people they're teaching, but maybe they have a history where they were better. You know, like age maybe has changed that. I don't know. Let's go back to the example here. This is the most stressful situation when you're teaching people because you really don't want to mess it up. And I remember when I got out and I set up everything to start teaching courses, I had just started kind of training in the civilian world, you're saying, and I just had started getting into competition shooting. And I realized that I was really bad compared to a lot of like these other guys who were teaching. I thought I was good because I was like, oh, I'm a Green Beret, I'm good. I was terrible, bro. And still to this day, I'm not amazing. Like, compared to some of these other dudes, I'm not on their level. I'm not a grandmaster pistol shooter. But this is the most stressful. This is the most stressful thing to do when you're teaching a course is the demonstration.
2 shots, and those are both good.
Even if you've done it 100 times and you know you're going to be fine, there's still stress.
So this is why I love this drill. I took time on that far target to try to finesse my side picture, make sure everything's fine. My objective is then this target, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna smash this. But I looked here. I looked super short. I looked at the first set of brown that my gun's passing on to. There's no reason for them to be over here in the Charlie. I just looked short.
Rwani said, I live here in Tennessee and shoot the same range sometimes that Lucas does, not at the same time. Never met the guy, but I go to the USPSA comps occasionally. I've met him at SHOT Show. He's sick. He had no clue who I was. And I basically took 30 minutes with my group of guys and talked to us. He knew one guy in our group. He's taller than you think he is. Dude was super cool. Him and Jesse, I met them both. Very cool guys. Very, very cool guys.
If I had looked here, it would have been just fine. So that's why I love setting up this drill. It doesn't require, a lot of distance. It doesn't require a certain distance. It just requires that both targets, or all 3 targets, are far enough apart that they're requiring a different kind of focus to engage each one. If you're restricted to a range, it's like 20 meters or something, guys will try to do like, oh, we'll shoot a small target and a big target, but they're at the same distance. It doesn't work the same. It's good, but psychologically, there's something different about that dude way over there and blowing him smooth off than shooting a target up close and then having like a small little thing that then I have to worry about height over bore on, which on this we don't have to worry about. On this, we could just think about target objective is that guy, target objective is this guy.
Yeah, no, he's cool, man. He's really cool.
Shoot. I'm shooting based on how my gun rises and falls based on what I'm doing.
Day
and
2,
then we'll demo the.
Let's see, what's 200 meter marksmanship, barricade positional. I'm actually kind of curious about this.
Recoil management, shooting position you could ever be in ever. There's not a better position. It's better than bench rest. Bench rest is gay. So I want to
Sorry, Twitch, but yes, it is.
maximize as much of my body on the ground as possible. Obviously, if I'm standing, well, it's going to be feet, barricade, me, that's it. I don't have anything. But once I go to a low position, well, now I can get this leg down all the way. I can brace into this elbow right here, and this is going to be a very stable shooting position. I'm trying to emulate prone as much as possible. If I'm like this, what do I have right now? This elbow is just hanging out, and it's going to help drive the gun up and down. It's not very stable. I need this elbow under control. It's the biggest mistake I see people do is they're like doing something like this, and this elbow is just doing this. So this
I don't know. I really like two knees
position
down.
right here, very stable.
This is more stable.
Gun's not moving.
I just feel like this is such a niche position though, like how low you have to get for your elbow and your inside of your knee to connect. Whereas like the two knees down, I can do almost any position.
Moving a whole lot.
See, some of my best wrestling coaches weren't the best wrestlers, and some of the worst coaches. Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's interesting. I've wondered this for the shooting world because, like, I don't know if you guys are basketball fans, but you take like Greg Popovich, the coach for the San Antonio Spurs. Like, do you think he's good at basketball? Maybe at one point in his life, like he was pretty good at basketball, maybe like a college level player, but he's the greatest coach. But obviously that's a sport where there's a lot of, you're running plays. There's maybe more like strategy involved. Whereas shooting is kind of like a raw skill type thing. So I've wondered, can you be a successful teacher in firearms without having the skill, or do you need to have the skill? Like, should you be teaching a pistol shooting class? And I guess it depends on who you're teaching to, but should you be an instructor for pistols if you are not a grandmaster pistol shooter? I mean, I'm not, but I think I can teach people how to shoot. I think I could teach someone how to shoot at a higher level than me. But again, I think it's different than sports, because I think sports, there's a lot of like strategy involved in things. And that's kind of what the coach is doing, is the more strategic, like strategy side of it, versus like raw skill, where shooting is kind of like a raw skill thing. There's not a lot of strategy in shooting. There's strategy in USPSA or competitions, but there's not strategy in like shooting itself.
Clamping on the side of the barricade, trapping my rail and my rifle against it. Again, as much surface area against whatever object that I have.
Okay, it's all kind of common sense.
As I move through, I can make 4 stages.
But static to static movement.
Set up for 4 squads. The way this is going to work, and this is going to progress into a much more complicated.
Let's see. You have to know you have to know the fundamentals and be able to say them in the shortest, easiest way, and motivate them to want to self-learn and do it successfully. Yeah, I will say there was one time I did a 3-week private pistol course with somebody where I want to say we met up 3 times during the week, but we would have like a phone call or a conversation every single day. And every single day I would send him dry fire like drills. Like basically I would schedule everything out for him. I'd tell him to send me his results, and we'd base the next day off of what was happening. He'd send me videos of him dry firing. I would record our entire session on the range. I would give him a copy of it. And he dry fired like crazy during those 3 weeks. And at the end of the 3 weeks, I was barely beating him in a lot of the drills. Like, he worked hard, and he had a little bit of shooting background before this. He knew what he was doing with the pistol. Like, he didn't show up and he was brand new. But if he hadn't dry fired, we were just relying on the range days, he would not have progressed at all. Or he would have progressed for sure, but he wouldn't have pressed at all to the point where he was at.
A drill that we're going to split off into, where I take half the class over there and we continue some 200-meter work.
No, you're good. You're not blowing anything up.
There are 2 cones for each squad. You will begin at one of them. We're gonna go in groups. So you're gonna go all in one direction so you can clean up little mistakes and little problems. Then we will flip and you'll do it from your weak side, although I don't think people call it that anymore because both sides should be strong, but you'll do it from your support side. In front of you, you have 3 targets.
I just want to see the drill.
About training and being target focused is I can
Hey, it's almost like we talked about that all day today.
practice my movement dry and look at the total amount of movement that's being induced into my dot as I'm target focused, and I can change what I'm doing with my mechanics to reduce that. Maybe I suck.
Carlos says, excellent coaches / mentors have experience in multiple disciplines, experience in failure and success, know what works and what doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I guess like, I don't disagree. Like I said, I think there's a difference, but at the end of the day, if someone's teaching you and you're getting better with what they're saying, then is what it is.
I'm standing super tall and my body position's not great. My dot right there a couple times was actually going all the way off the paper. But now, like Lucas said, if I'm up and I'm nice and low, I can kind of keep that in the A zone the entire time.
This is one of the big problems I had when GBRS started getting super popular. And I did it too. I did this as well. I was a victim of their knowledge transfer. I got the transfer. You know, they were all about this whole like stand up, you know, as straight as you can. And if you watch people, like this is when Slade was still with them. When he was shooting, let me see if I can get there. When he was shooting, it was almost like he had like a gangster lean when he was shooting back. And if you watch, he still does it to this day. He has this little bit of a gangster lean. And they were basically saying like, oh, well, if you lean over, it's going to put unnecessary strain on your back. You should be completely upright. Your head should be completely upright. It's going to put unnecessary strength on your neck. That's why we made these super big risers. Yada, 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 yada. Dude, the problem is if you stand completely straight up, you're going to take recoil from the rifle. I don't care how big you are. The gun has recoil and is moving back, and it's going to make contact with you. So slowly but surely, depending on how many rounds you're shooting, if you're not fighting that by leaning forward, you're going to start going backwards. You can't just stay straight up. The other part of it that he's talking about here is when your legs start moving as you're walking. If you're standing straight up, you have no control over that gun, or you have very limited control, I should say. As soon as you start leaning forward, and this is with the pistol shooting too, when you get like a slight, let me see if I got it. Here we go. Like an ever so slight lean forward as you're moving, it stabilizes that reticle so much. Okay, go to the range and try this out. Go to the range, try the GBR style where you're standing straight up and walk towards the target and start shooting it. Then do this lean forward with your weight over your hips, with your weight, I should say slightly over your hips, and just look at how much more controlled it is.
It's moving with my movement, but it's staying unacceptable shot.
And the big part here is, and it's real easy to start focusing on that dot, but with this, we're timing. There's a lot of shot time. We didn't talk a lot about it, but there's shot timing. Obviously, the dot's doing its thing like a video game. I stare at the spot on the target. When that red arrives in that spot, especially when you're shooting and moving, that's when you clock the round off. So the more...
Holy cow. It's almost like all the good shooters in the world that we watched today are saying the exact same thing. And you want to know the craziest part about all of this is the entire time I was in the military, I never heard any of these things. I never heard about target focus. I never heard about levels of confirmation, which is what they're talking about. He's talking about the dot going like this and this and this and this and this. And he's basically saying if it is an acceptable level of confirmation, meaning inside of my A zone, I see my dot doing this, I can pull the trigger. I don't need the dot to go like this. Boop, pull the trigger. I'm okay if I see a flash of red in the A zone. That's enough for me to say send it.
Stable you are, like Jesse just said, the less figure eight you have. Dude,
literally, I remember in both of like the 2 big shooting courses I went to in the military that were like each 4 weeks long. I heard it in both of them over and over and over again. They would say, burn a hole in the target with your red dot. burn a hole in the target. And essentially the way I interpreted that was stare at that red dot in the center of the target. And that's where the round is going to go. Nobody ever said anything about target focus. Ever. The entire time I was in.
Smaller, meaning you could shoot the target sooner. I'm going to do this gay, full gay.
Oh gosh, dude. Twitch, he's talking about in Minecraft. He's not talking about in real life.
I'm going to shoot like people on the internet.
Yo, you see where his stock is? Bro. Okay, this is hilarious. This needs to be put into an edit. Why have I never seen Lucas doing this before? This is freaking hilarious.
This gay, full gay. I'm going to shoot like people on the internet.
Look at his hand too.
Still fun, but slow. But I'm timing the dot. I could shoot.
Dude, this is like when who's the GPRS guy? What's his name? Shipley, something DJ. When DJ Shipley, he put out a video of him where he had like this freaking mask on, and it was like, yo, we're at the range doing some testing today. Some company was out there testing his heart rate and his respiratory rate and like all this stuff. And he did a stress shoot, quote unquote stress shoot, and it was disgustingly slow. I think he took it off of his Instagram because he was getting so much flack for it because it was bad how slow and his shot placement, like how bad it was.
Shoot the whole thing like this if I had to. It's just going to be slow versus.
Like we have deputies in our county who train pretty regularly who would have blown what DJ Shipley did out of the water.
Good.
And I'm not saying, hey, we're a bunch of badasses over here. I'm just saying that I'm saying his level of shooting is bad. I'm not saying that our level of shooting is crazy good.
Connection. I'm low. I can flow through it. That's what. So whenever there's the debate online, like, oh, this is fine, I can shoot accurate. It's like, yes, you can, but it takes longer for the gun to recover. I can't shoot as aggressively, but yes, you could shoot. This is
one of the issues. One of the issues with the whole like stock placement thing is all of the reciprocating mass is coming back here. And so if that's the point that's not in your shoulder, has nothing back there to stop it, it's going to be I should say harder. I don't know how much harder, but it's going to be harder to control the recoil. But this is actually hilarious, dude. This is actually hilarious. Bro, Lucas is so funny,
still
man.
Fun.
Okay, we'll
I
go
can
for
shoot
you.
accurate. It's like, yes, you can.
Yo, American Hobo, what up, dude? What up? Miss you. Let's see. Rwani says, Ivy shot with quite a few. I've shot with quite a few people. Best I've ever shot with are private civilians, air marshals, and Bortak. Dude, Bortak is sick. I did a training concept with Bortak one time, and yeah, they are legit, dude. They are legit. We had like 2 guys on our team who were shooting on par with them. I'm sure there are a ton of other amazing shooters, but that's my experience. Yeah. The other thing I noticed about Bortak is the funding is nutty, dude. They have a ton of funding and they do a ton of trading. Those guys. In fact, Bortak was always my backup plan when I got out. If I said like, basically if things don't go good, I'll go do Bortak because I've got a lot of family in Tucson and that's where my wife's from. And so we were like, well, we'll just move back to Tucson and I'll go do Bortak. And they have a program there where if you were special operations before, because usually you have to do, I want to say it's 2 years in Border Patrol before you can go and try out. They have basically a thing where you go to the Border Patrol Academy, and then as long as you're in for 6 months, you can go and try out. It might even be you can go straight into it.
But it takes longer for the gun to recover. I can't shoot as aggressively, but yes, you could shoot 200 meters all day like this, or like this even.
Yeah, Bortak are gangsters. No. They're sick. I actually knew a guy when I was in Tucson. We had a Bortak guy in our church, and he would literally show up on Sunday, and he would have pictures on his phone, like probably illegal, because you're not supposed to. Because he could probably get subpoenaed if they found out he had evidence on his phone. But he would literally come to us and be like, "Hey." It's when I was a missionary. He'd come and be like, "Hey, elders, come here." And he'd be like, "Yo," he was a dog handler too. He'd kind of be like, "Yo, this weekend we were out in the desert and basically they were basically like doing like reconnaissance, and they found some coyotes out there trafficking people, and they ended up running them down, and the dude started running, and I can't remember if he had his dog or not. I think they shot him with the beanbag. Like they shot him with a beanbag gun. He ended up landing on like one of the saguaro cactus, had like a ton of cactus stuck in his head, had this big old bag just full of cocaine, full of bags of cocaine. And he had pictures of it just on his cell phone, just like, yo, elders, come here, come check this out. Come check this out. And he'd tell us the story. And it was freaking sick. Okay, doing the drill.
I'm working on this too. But as you're, so you took that shot on the move, you spot your position, you're coming in. Literally on my first step, I'm like and now I'm ready to go again, right? Because this is close. Well, look, if I'm like this, watch the recoil of my rifle.
Yeah.
Right? But if I'm here in our
yeah, a lot.
Right now I have so I want that presentation while I'm moving.
Wait,
I don't want to blade off as I'm walking.
Oh, he's talking about blading off the target.
Yep. I want to recoil of my rifle.
You see the difference here with his hips? His hips are kind of facing outward, whereas when he changes up, his hips are facing inward. The issue with that is when it's here, again, it's like if your hips, your shoulders, and your head, those are the things that control your body, right? So if they're all facing the target, you're gonna have a lot more control over the thing that's trying to fight against your body versus, or like right here. The other thing with this too that matters is, and here it's not super exaggerated, but if you're wearing like a plate carrier and you're blading off to the target and your shoulders are more bladed off to the target, it's gonna expose your side, which unless you're wearing side plates, you can get shot and you have nothing there to cover you. So just
as I'm walking.
Okay, be more athletic.
Something to think about.
Shooting on your support side sucks.
Peace out, Rewind. Thanks for coming back, man.
Shoulder swaps because that sucks even more.
Currently streaming weekdays at least for another week, and I've been doing it every day except for Sundays. That might change in the future. I might not be doing it as often, but right now I'm just testing it out, seeing if it's something that's worth continuing to do. I mean, tell me if you guys like it. You guys got to tell me because so far I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it.
For anything regarding movement. So when you are moving on your support side from here to here, I'm not going to shoot. I'm just going to kind of demo. We have our optimal where we like to grab the rifle. Once we hit that 90 degree from the direction I'm moving to where the target is, we start to lose the target and we're like doing some weird stuff. It's not very stable. It's hard to track our dot on the target. It's hard to visualize the spot and hit it. So as soon as I hit like 90 degrees right here,
turn your hips.
I'm basically done. Now you can quickly turn around and go backwards, and I've seen people do that with success. It's like, all right, but we probably don't want to do that. So there's a couple tricks that we can do to make this a little easier. One, we get...
This is always highly debated. Do you continue just doing this and moving your basically moving your upper torso and not your hips? Or if you're past that 90 degree and you're here, do you start walking backwards?
Lower, and you turn this foot kind of out. It looks weird. Both feet, you can do one. I've seen that, that's weird. And you actually try to keep your feet oriented towards the target, and it's a little bit easier, and you will get lower, like a lot lower. You look like Groucho Marx. The other thing I like to do...
Yo, Rowani, dude, thank you, brother. No need to do that, man. No need to do that. It does help the algorithm. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. I thank you. And I'll see you. I'll catch you on Monday, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will go buy bullets with that.
Because I retract this hand even more. So I will shoot.
You're the man.
So I'm retracting my hand on that movement, and that allows me...
Wait, what is he saying? He's saying you turn your feet? I'm gonna try to do this without breaking my cord. So he's saying... I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused. Is he saying if I'm engaging targets, so I'm here at 90, I'm going to the left, he's keeping his feet... So his legs are still pointing the other way, but his feet, and he says it makes you get lower. I don't know. I need to go to the range and try this out.
You just turn the gun a little bit more than if I'm all the way here and having to fight more with my upper body. So a couple little things you can do. Obviously, there's the dumb, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And then when you lefties, Swap to shooting this side, same thing applies. You're gonna track the hand. You can turn your feet more into the target, get lower.
Calling it an evening, loving the streams and content. Hey, Zarkan, thank you, brother. Thank you for stopping by, man. Have a good night. I appreciate it.
It just sucks.
But whenever we end in a position, right, we want our ending position to be exactly like I'm getting ready to shoot a bill drill. Yep. Right? So you have a habit of stopping and being kind of loaded off balance. Okay. So try, after you make that shot and you're coming into this position, try to find a final stance where you're just boom, nice, low, and stable.
This is something I tried practicing a ton this winter when I was doing my dry fire, was like 5-yard movements. But when I get to that spot, coming to a complete stop and having my gun under control, ready to take a shot. Because what I found when I started training was I would go as fast as I can to get to that distance, whatever it was. And then I would focus on my stopping right here. And I would end up like, you know, if I was moving from right to left, I'd come here and it'd be like this like over exaggerated, and I got to bring it back, versus like a bunch of short choppy steps, maybe a yard out, 2 yards out, and then finishing the stop. Yo, JJ, thanks for stopping by, dude. If you keep streaming all 10, I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback, man. I appreciate it. I need that kind of feedback.
You know what I mean?
I need to know if it's worth it.
Yeah, just boom.
Because it is time consuming.
Perfect. I could crush, you know, I could crush doubles at 50, you know? Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is a good drill. I need to do this. I need to do more rifle. My gosh. It's kind of crazy. The rifle is your primary weapon system. I train pistol way more than rifle. And part of it's because it's a lot cheaper, but gosh. I will also say, doing like any type of shooting is going to make you a better shooter. Well, let me preface that. Training like this, if you were doing this exact same drill with a pistol and you did that for a week and then you came in and the next week you did it with the rifle will come a lot faster and a lot easier because you were training with the pistol. So that's another thing I noticed, because like obviously target focus, levels of confirmation, vision focus, stuff like that, it all is transferable. The only difference is I think shooting a rifle, your stance is slightly different. And then I would also say, obviously like your grip is different. The way you're gripping a rifle is different, because this is all about kind of the connection to your body, whereas your pistol's like all in your hands. Not all in your hands, but all in just this, versus where am I putting this rifle here? How am I pushing my shoulder forward? Is my weight over my hips, etc. Oh, what is he doing with his footwork? What was that? Yo, okay, wait a minute. Is this just me? He crosses, and then he crosses again. Is that a thing? Or is that just unathletic as hell? Bro, what in the Green Beret am I watching? Brother, there's no way. These jackets, dude, they're so popular too, bro. These freaking Whoopi, black multicam Whoopi, bro. Did we all look the same, man? Did we all get the same swag? Gosh, I feel like I'm cringing inside. Okay. Is the other person doing the same footwork? Let's watch the guy behind him. We're watching this guy now. Okay, the other guy's walking like a normal human being. This guy's just weird.
So this is the scrambler drill. I developed this many years ago where I used to work. It's a great drill because it encompasses everything. It's a 4-position course of fire. We have 3 targets downrange. We're gonna start this drill. You're gonna shoot this in both orientations in one go before next student takes over. We have 2 of...
Oh, wait.
He's gonna do it, and then I will explain.
Okay. 4 rounds. So you have left to right, you have forward. Oh, this is a sick drill, bro.
This is a piece of crap. I don't know what that time was.
Dude, when did Lucas get so funny, man? Have I just not watched enough Lucas content? Lucas is hilarious, bro.
0 on it.
I'm gonna make a Lucas edit of all the funny things Lucas does when he's at a course.
Now we'll run it this way, and then we'll explain.
so you run it both ways too. That's sick.
13 seconds. So to start, we go one direction. It's a Z pattern. Then we come back. We tack mag. We're
Wait,
not
this
running
drill
dry
is
'cause
actually
that's
legit.
dumb. When Jesse says time to go,
Where are they
shoot
at
it opposite
where are
way.
they starting
Each
at?
time you run it, you're
Is
going
it
to
like
have
15,
some
20
on your
yards
support
out?
side, some on your dominant side. The middle.
That's also thinking about this the other day. In the Army, when we're talking about distances, we use meters. But when we're talking about distances on the range, we use yards. So I'll be like, oh yeah, 25 yard line. But if I'm engaging a target, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's 200 meters out. It's just kind of weird. Like I like meters more than yards, but I can perceive a yard more on like within 100 because of like football than I can a meter.
Target is always engaged on the move.
Wait, what did you just say?
The middle target is always engaged on the move.
Okay. So left target, middle target, left target, middle target, left target, middle target. Oh wait, there's a third target. Oh, okay. So you go.
Okay, well, I didn't get your time either.
Yes. That was probably
around
11
13 seconds.
Yeah, this
What?
drill's sick.
I said somewhere around like 12 to 13. I had to slap it.
No, it's 11.6. Y'all will see I kept the gun up as high as I could on every target. I didn't want to drop the gun. Some of you guys, not to call anyone out, I feel like want to drop the gun, partially due to how heavy the rifle is. Could be the case, but we want to keep the gun up as much as we can. We never want it to like bounce down past like 45. We're always out. Now, obviously, contextually, I'm sure there's reason to depress muzzle.
See this again. Does you go left target here? Okay, so it looks like you change between left and right every time after you hit the middle. So you should be going right target here. Yeah, middle, and then it should be left target. Yeah, okay.
1-1.
Okay, this drill's sick for shooting and moving.
8-0.
1. No, 2. 3.
Clean. Oh. Is he counting Charlie's?
1. 6 Charlie. Now we will go to the long range. Obviously, most of the class was process oriented or like combat shooting.
Actually, I do kind of want to watch the long range one.
To above.
Okay, so they all run it.
Replicate prone. I'm just upright. So
they're doing just more barricade shooting.
Okay, so I'm going to take the more stable approach.
Intro to no fail
telling
drills.
You what to pay attention to. Success, where everything's an alpha, or there's some target like of success that you are shooting for, and if you shoot outside of that, you fail. And that's when you start integrating that into your training. And I don't recommend you use it a whole lot, but every once in a while, you get a fuller picture of what all this training is for, because we're not just doing this for matches. It's not why I shoot a gun. It's not why I carry a gun every day. It's not just for matches. It's for something a lot more important than that. So for this drill, what we're going to be doing is it's only alphas allowed. The difficulty in the drill like this, and we're not giving you a time standard. We're not saying 5 seconds.
Okay, just get to the drill.
I really got to make sure my son just did. But now we're going to. If I could do this.
Okay. Low blood trigger freeze. Low blood trigger freeze. My worst enemy.
Pass. Yep.
Good work.
With a horrible trigger freeze at the beginning that I'm not proud of. And this trigger is going in the garbage when I get back. And the time, so this is where I'm interested in the time, but this is not, I was not thinking about the time when I shot this. I'm thinking about, I need A's, heads, I need A's.
Oh, wait, was the second round headshots?
If the time's amazing at the end, that's great. Better than ever.
I might have missed your first round.
That was, yeah, 5
because
I don't care about first round.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's center and then heads. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's go back. They said they were uploading another one. I'm assuming that this is going to be soon. Hopefully within the next couple days.
Pensacola at Element Training Complex, one of my favorite ranges. I'm out here with Jesse Cinco, who's the training director at Adaptive, and we are proofing the curriculum for a short range carbine class. So we have the C200 class. You all may have seen the video on the Adaptive channel. It's a hybrid carbine class.
Do they have prices for these? Let's see here. Training. Active shooter. Okay. Wait, what is? Oh, is this where courses are being taught? Interesting. It's a nice website. In development. CQB target system. This thing is very interesting. I'm not sure 100% what the point of it is, but I guess maybe having it closer so it's easier to manipulate than when it's like up here, or maybe it's separating the weight between two instead of one. I don't know. I'm curious to see what the reasoning is when they come out with it. Okay, guys, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before I end this? Let's see, we've been going for almost 2 hours now. I wasn't planning tonight being a super long stream anyway, so I don't think we're gonna be doing any gaming tonight. Let me know what you guys think. This is you guys got questions? Throw them in the chat. You probably got like 30 to 45 seconds to put them in the chat. Questions, concerns. It can be about anything: training, me, guns. What else? Yeah, anything. But if there's no questions, then we'll end it. We'll end it here. Again, Rawani, thank you for the $2 donation, dude. That is something I do not need, but is much appreciated. On the first two streams, we had a lot of people saying, "Bro, where's the super chats? Where's the super chats? We want to send money." And I was like, "I don't need your money. I don't want your money." And then everyone started complaining because they were like, "But dude, it helps your algorithm. If people are sending you super chats, then they basically boost your live stream higher up in the recommendations. So get it set up." And I set it up. So, hey, Basebone, thank you, brother. You have a good night too, man. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions come in, so I think we're just going to call it here. Thank you guys for coming by. Another successful stream. I don't know where we peaked at tonight, but I think we peaked at like 17 or 18, which, again, when I started this, I basically told myself if I had like 3 people consistently here, that I in my eyes, I would consider it as like worth it. So yeah, I appreciate it. I will catch you guys on Monday. Monday will be the next day. We're doing a live stream, 8:30 p.m. I'm going to set some more things up. I'm going to try to get the stream a little bit better, a little bit more crispy and clean. And yeah, I will see you guys then. Peace. (8:30 p.m.)